Hey team, I wanted to record a video that will walk you all through how to do this Locura de Marzo introduction based on the short promo video from Senor Ashby's website. And just walk you through how to use Desmos. I wrote an agenda over here so you can skip ahead or not do whatever part of this you'd like. So for the first, I don't know how long, minute or two, I'll talk about what Desmos is. I'll talk about how to actually copy and edit the Desmos activity. Then we'll go over an activity overview. I'll show it to you both from what this will look like from the teacher view and then also the student view. And then I will show you the simple way to assign it without creating classes. And then I will go through and show you how to edit, how to make changes to this assignment if you decide you'd like to. And also at the very end, show you how to create classes and assign, because many of you, if you're just trying this out for the first time, you just want it to be as quick and easy as possible. And then, once you've checked it out, figure out if this is a good tool for you. So what's Desmos? It was originally created as a tool for math teachers. A good friend of mine, Brett Chanko, recommended that I check it out earlier this school year to teach using for the World Language Classroom. And I resisted because I was loving Google Forms. And eventually, after a month or two, decided I'd give it a shot. And as soon as I tried it, I realized how incredibly powerful it was and is. So if you've used Pear Deck before, then the Pear Deck Pro paid version, you'll know that at least based on what I've heard, the beauty of Pear Deck is that you can see what students are writing on a second-by-second basis, so that you can see exactly how engaged every single student is, check their level of comprehension, all of that good stuff, moment by moment. Now, Desmos is free. I don't get paid for any of these promotions. I just do it because I truly want to spread the love, the Desmos love. It has made a huge impact on my teaching career. And we also have a Facebook group with 1,000+ world language teachers, and many of them have reported similar things. Many say that this is a tool that the majority in a poll I did said that this is a tool that they will use not just virtual, but once we come back to in-person learning, hopefully as soon as possible. Safely, of course. So let me show you how to go through and copy and edit this. So once you open the link that I'll share, the Desmos link, all you have to do is go up here. I think this is what it'll say. I believe it'll say copy and edit there. And then just click on that. And once you click on the copy and edit, it will open up a copy of this page for you. So once you've done that, let's see. Let me show you what this activity looks like. This is, let's see, right here. This is the first screen, and there are some notes down here if you'd like to read them. I should give all of the credit to Hillary Buckner, who created all of the graphics for this, who created the screen at the end of this activity and presentation, who is a genius and has done so much to help me and other teachers out there. So this is the Locura de Marzo first page. Students don't do anything on the first or second page. I had to look up this word for bracket in Spanish. If that's not the word you use, you can change it, and I'll show you how right down here towards the end. So again, they're just looking at it. What I'll probably do in Spanish as I'm going through this is with my lower level classes, actually I'll do it in English, my higher level classes, I'll just describe that we're going to be doing March Madness and that we're going to be eventually voting on these teams. Today we're just going to be looking at watching each video for about a minute. And then, so for each pair of videos, which follow the Locura de Marzo short promo video from here, this 8-minute video, I guess they're going to watch 30 seconds of each video, not a minute. After they've watched both videos, so I'll play it on my screen, I'll present on my screen, students will watch both videos, and then it says, ¿Cuál canción prefieres? Now, if it's a really low level and you just want to describe to them in English, go for it. They choose whichever song it is. And then I wrote here, write something that you observed in the video that you liked more. So which of these videos did you like more, and then write something you observed. You could change this, you could leave it the same, you could just in English say, write down something you observed. My idea here is I just want students to be watching the videos so they get more reps hearing the songs. You could also show the whole 8-minute video to them and then do this activity the second time through. Then they choose 2 adjectives. You could change this as well to describe the song that they like better. Okay, it's the same thing on every single one of these. Though, actually, let me show you one thing. I'm going to write here, I'm just going to say, I liked, it's all caps, song number 1 because. And in a moment, you're going to be able to see that this information populates at the end. Now, I'll show you a live view in just a second, so you can see both the student and the teacher view. But okay, you'll go through and they'll do the same thing for number 13, 14, 12, 11. So again, you watch those 2 videos, pause the video, have them respond here. Okay, keep going, all the way through till they've gotten through all of those. And then at the end, you can delete this slide if you don't want it or leave it. What I said is write circles around the songs, your favorite songs. So let's say, oh, I thought that this song was the best, and I thought that this song was the best, and I thought that this song was the best. Then you'll be able to see which songs students have chosen, and if you want, you could then discuss. Now, this last page is a summary page of everything they've typed. So I didn't type anything in any of the boxes other than the first one, and you can see that there is the summary of what I wrote in the first box. Okay, that was a lot of speaking. But I want to show you what this looks like in action, what it looks like when you have a student in class, because that's where all the power with Desmos lies. What people say they really like about it is that you can see it live, it's super easy to create and edit, it doesn't use much bandwidth, and it plays nicely with all different types of devices. Granted, on small screens, some of the activities don't work. So on a phone, there are some like matching activities that don't work well. But otherwise, yes. So I'm actually going to skip forward. And this is the simple way to assign. Let's say you don't want to go through the hassle of creating classes, which again, it'll only take a minute. But if you don't want to do that, you just want to try Desmos out with your students and see what all the hype is about, then just go here and create a single class code, and then you will go and click on this where it says student link. What you can do is just tell your students, or you don't even have to tell them anything, just copy this when you're in your class and then just put it in the chat, say, okay, hop in, put your name in there. I always say last name first, so it's organized alphabetically. You can sort the names by alphabetical, by name. And if you do it that way, then it's real quick when you go to enter in grades. So I'm going to go over here and just show you what it would look like from the student perspective. So I just copied that link here. And it's going to be a little clumsy because I have 2 screens open at the same time next to each other. And it might even give me a small screen warning. Okay, so I'm just going to call myself student or Rook Josh. Okay. Now, from this side of things, let me go into the view dashboard. This is what you'll do once your students hop in. I'm going to go into the view dashboard again. This side over here, that's the teacher view. This side over here, this is the student view. And I normally don't share my screen. I normally have 2 screens, a separate monitor or on an iPad. So I normally don't show students their answers as they're answering. I don't show them each other's answers as they're answering. Okay, so you can see that I'm signed in right here, Rook Josh. If I want to paste a student, I only want the student to go to the first 3 slides, so I'm going to restrict them there. Now, if you look on my end, what happens is I can go to slide 2, I can go to slide 3, but then I'm not allowed to go past that. Now, where is the beauty in this? Look here and you can see, you'll be able to see exactly which question all of your students on a moment by moment basis. So, and as soon as I start typing, a little dot will show up here. Testing, okay. Dot, that means someone has written something. Now, you want to see what they've actually written, you just click on this. And now, let me say, okay, I'll just fill this out so you can see in real time what happens here. It's like having a poll. So I'm just going to select feliz and triste. Okay, there's a 1 second delay. It'll show me all the students who selected these. And so you'll be able to see real quick, which was your student's preference. Maybe here you decide that you want to talk about their preferences. You could make this whole thing into an entire 60 or 90-minute lesson easily. I plan on making mine probably 30 minutes, half of a lesson. Okay, so look at this. As students are typing, now you will see here, if I had a bunch of students in there, you would see all of their answers. See, or you can see as I am typing or not, which is kind of the beauty, right? Because if someone is not typing or not typing, then you immediately know that that person isn't with you and engaged in that moment. Okay, so you've got that. Now, I want to go to the next slide. Well, you can't do that yet. I, as the teacher over on this left-hand side, have the power to either add one slide, so okay, they can work on all of the prior slides, or you can just click. I just want them to go to slide 4. Now look what happens on my screen. It automatically pops me over into screen 4. So then I would do this. I would select. We would listen to the music. Probably what I would do while we're listening to the music, I might even pause the activity so students can't write anything as we're listening to the music video. Then they have to do it after, so they actually have to watch it. Then once I feel like all the students that were engaged have finished that answer, I click them on to the next one, watch the student screen. It automatically pops them over to this next answer. And I'm just going to choose a few, and you'll be able to see it pops up right there. Again, and you'll see it on screen 2, paso dos over here. So super powerful because, again, you can get real-time feedback from your students, and you can tell who's with you. It has completely revolutionized the way that I teach, and I will never teach without it. Okay, enough gushing about Desmos. They don't have to click submit. A couple things you'll see here is they don't have to click submit in order for the answers to submit. Is there anything else? If you happen to want to share students' answers, but you don't want them to be able to see who did it, you can click on this anonymize button up here. And what this anonymize button does is it will anonymize their answers with famous mathematicians' names. Okay. Let me go back to my agenda and see. Okay, so I already talked about the simple way to assign. I already did the see it in action. Now let's just go through and I'll show you how to edit these slides. So I am going to close out of this. And all of your students' responses automatically save. If their internet, for some reason something happens with their internet, you don't have to worry about it. It's unlike Google Docs. They don't have to, it saves it on, unlike a Google form, it saves their answers real time, which is amazing. So I'm going to go over here to find that activity. I'm going to go over here to custom. It's kind of strangely labeled. And then, what was that one called? Oh, there it is. Locura de Marzo. Now, you can see this is the code that I gave my first class. I'm going to show you how to edit it. And then at the end, I'll show you how to create classes and assign. So if you want to edit this in any way, you will already have this in your Desmos. All you have to do is go to teacher.desmos.com, and you'll find this this file because you've already opened it from the Facebook page. Now, this is the activity builder. You can edit any of these screens that you want. Let's say you want to change the wording. I make tons of mistakes. Many of us make mistakes. I'm not a native speaker. So if you find a mistake, go ahead and edit it. All you have to do is click in here, make the changes. Okay. Let's say you want to change some of this language. Okay, you don't want to say ¿Cuál canción prefieres? You want to say en tu opinión ¿Cuál es la canción mejor? Something like that. You could change it there. And then same here, you can make changes in any way that you want. Maybe you don't want them to have all the options here. You could delete those. These are just the different options for adjectives that they can use. Let's see, what else might... Well, that's the gist of it. If you want, you can also, in Desmos, it's super easy to copy and paste. I don't know why you would want to do this, but you just go Command-C, or on a PC, I believe it's Control-C, and then Control-V, and there it is. If you want to delete a slide, just click on the little X. It's deleted. There are lots of things. I could show you how to create multiple choice questions and all of that, but if you're interested in learning that, feel free to join the Desmos Facebook page. There are FAQs and tutorials and long videos of a variety of teachers showing how to do this. And the last thing I said I was going to show you is how to create classes and assign them. So let's do that. Okay, so what you'll do is go over here to Manage Classes. You'll go to Add a New Class, name whatever you want it to be called. Call it Day 1, Block 4, Spanish 2. Okay, so you can see it's down, where is it? Right here. There are no students in there because I haven't added any students yet. So to add students, it's incredibly simple. Just go here, copy it, put it into the chat when you're in your Google Meet or your Zoom meeting or your Microsoft Teams meeting, and they go in. Again, I would highly recommend that you ask them to put their last name first. I oftentimes just say the initial of your last name, first initial of your last name, and then your first name. Then once they've done that, it'll show that you have students in your class, and oops, I forgot. You need to... Well, no, I can do this. So after you've created these classes, you'll go back and you'll assign this activity to that class or those classes. And you only have to do that. You only really need to. You only need to share that link with students once, because after they're in, they just go to student.desmos.com, and it'll automatically take them to the page with the most recent assignments. So you go here, assign to your classes, click on that, click on assign, and then it's there. And then if you want to see all of the things that you've assigned, go up to activity history. You can see this is the code that I created, the simple code, and then this is the one that I assigned to a class, and then these are other Desmos activities I've assigned to my classes. I hope this is helpful, and I hope you all have a wonderful day and a great weekend. Adios.